back to Tech Total Access. I'm your host, Alexis Craighead. Now it's time for some R&R. Only today, it's Rachel and Russell because Ricky is at the Women's Basketball ACC Tournament. So, welcome back, Rachel. What do you guys have to talk about today?
Go. Okay, so first and foremost, we want to congratulate the men's track team who won ACC Championship this weekend at Tech. They also are ranked 9th in the nation right now, so they have a good chance of doing pretty well at the NCAAs, which I think is in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we had 4 individual title winners, and even JC Coleman ran for us, so I'm really excited to see what happens.
Yeah, JC came in 5th in the event that he sprinted for us. And I was surprised. He hasn't really been involved in track before, so this was sort of like his first step. And now we have to talk about the women's basketball team. They beat NC State today in the first round of the ACC tournament, which is a huge surprise because they haven't beat NC State in forever. They sort of sucked this year. They are 1-15 in the ACC. So the fact that they were able to win just 1 game in the ACC tournament is like a miracle. And I think it was a buzzer beater.
Yeah, it was a buzzer beater from Hannah Young, assisted by Vanessa Panusis, who finished the game with 19 points and 8 assists. Just an amazing game by her. We did a great job of sharing the ball well. We had 13 assists, NC State only had 6, so I think if we continue to play as a team, we might make a run in this tournament.
Yeah, I think they have Pittsburgh next. So, I don't think we should expect too much because it's sort of out of nowhere that they won this game, but definitely exciting and like a good way to finish it off for them. Sort of a season that was pretty lackluster.
Absolutely.
So, moving on to more ACC play, the wrestling team is going to have their ACC tournament this weekend, and they're looking for the 3-peat. They could be the first ever for Virginia Tech to have 3 ACC tournament titles in a row, if that made sense. And they're looking really good this year, and I'd be really surprised if they don't come away with the title.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-time defending ACC championship, and I'm really excited to see what Devin Carter and Nick Brichetta can do. They're going for their 4th and 3rd ACC crowns, respectively. So I think they'll have a strong performance, and Tech will definitely get a win, in my opinion.
Yeah, they were 6-0 in ACC play this year. They didn't lose to anyone. I think we have 4 wrestlers who were either number 1 or number 2 seeds, so they all get byes. And the guys have really performed well recently at ACC tournament. Like you said, Devin Carter, he's going for his 4th straight ACC championship, which is crazy. Every single year he's wrestled, he's won a championship. And then we have just a lot of really strong wrestlers, so it'll be interesting to see if we can not only come out on top, but like completely dominate the ACC.
Yeah, I want to see just a absolutely dominating performance, kind of to make up for our lack of strength in some of our other sports.
Yeah, we need wrestling to bring us up. And then also, of course, the wrestling team needs to perform well this tournament so they can qualify 10 wrestlers for the NCAA tournament because they have a good shot of landing possibly in the top 5 this season in the NCAA tournament, which would be record-breaking for them. And then moving on to last and certainly least, the men's basketball team. They have 1 more game left in the season against Miami, but right now they look like they're going to end up last in ACC play or in the ACC. They just lost to Boston College, and they just look like they had no energy at all in that game. They haven't been playing. Well, I guess they played well against UVA, but they didn't play well at all against BC. They just aren't looking like they're going to have any chance in the ACC tournament. What are you seeing from the team?
So we just got totally outperformed playing against Boston College. Really, our only bright spot was Adam Smith, who finished with 22 points, and he's been one of our more consistent guards this whole year. But going into our next game against Miami at senior night, I don't know. I'm excited. Our last matchup against Miami, we lost by 24, and they out-rebounded us by 21. So we're definitely going to have to do a better job putting bodies on Tony Jakiri, who's the ACC's leading rebounder. But I think if we can kind of even up the boards and make a lot of threes, probably at least 10, we might have a chance to win this game. And I expect some big things from our seniors. I want to see Christian Byer get a double-double in his last game here at Castle.
I think it'll be fun to see Will Johnson and Christian Byer, our seniors, to see them start. They're both guys who hustle really hard, but maybe aren't the most athletic or the most skilled. One interesting thing is, in the last couple games, we have been out-rebounding other teams that have really good backcourts, or have really good front courts. BC has like a 7-foot guy. We out-rebounded them. UVA has one of the best front courts in the country. We out-rebounded them. So if we can continue that, everyone who I've talked to says they don't really know how they're doing it. They're just hustling and they're getting lucky. But that could be a big difference in the game, because I think in the last matchup against Miami had 40 rebounds, we had 19, which is just such a huge deficit. But at the same time, it's over spring break. There's not going to be a lot of students there. Honestly, the team looks suggested. They don't look like they have a lot of energy. And I'm being negative. I'm a senior. This is my 4th year. Every single year, our men's basketball team has landed last in the ACC. So they're probably just going to go for the full, get Rachel out of here on lots of losing. She's bad luck. But yeah, I would be excited if they do beat Miami. So looking ahead to the ACC tournament, if they do beat Miami, I think they would come in 13th instead of 14th in the ACC. And that means that they would play Boston College again in the first round of the ACC tournament instead of playing Wake Forest. If they lose, they'll play Wake Forest. So both those teams aren't very good, but I don't really know which team do you think would be a better matchup for us?
I think Boston College, even though they beat us while we beat Wake Forest, Boston College was the team that finished closest to us in record, and I think we have a good shot against them. And if we can just do a better job rebounding mostly, and I think a lot of our kind of increased strength in rebounding that you were talking about has been due to the emergence of Satchel Pierce, who's a 7-foot freshman. He didn't really get a lot of minutes in the beginning of the year as he tried to fit in with the system. But ever since the Duke game, where he got a lot of minutes to match up with Okafor, he's been playing really well for us.
Yeah, definitely. He's looked a lot better and a lot sort of more confident. In the beginning of the season, he's always been tall, but sort of tall, awkward, but he's getting away from the awkward now, I think, sort of coming into himself.
Yeah, and while you were talking about all the negatives of Tech basketball over the last 4 years, I'm focused on the positive, and that's looking ahead to the future. We have a good young team with a lot of young guards. Justin Bibbs, Jalen Hudson, Devin Wilson, Malik Mueller, they're all freshmen and sophomores, and I think they're only going to continue to get better for us. Also, Seth Allen will be eligible for us next year. He's a transfer from Maryland, and he's a strong player. And of course, Buzz. This is a guy who built Marquette into a very consistent performing team in the NCAA tournament, and he came here with the challenge of doing the same thing. So I'm excited for Tech's basketball future.
I'm excited, especially I think Buzz is the main thing because he's going to bring in a lot of great recruits, and I'm sure they're going to develop into at least an NIT team next year, but I won't be here. I don't care. No, I care.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today, I'm just an aluminum can, but one day, I could be a stadium.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
As R&R mentioned, the men's basketball team was in enemy territory this weekend when they traveled to take on Virginia in Charlottesville. Rachel was courtside.
The second-ranked Cavaliers turned out to be too much for the Hokies. Tech fell in Charlottesville 69-57. The Hokies came out of the gate hot. 7 minutes into the game, Tech had a 11-4 lead over UVA. But that didn't last long, as the Cavs' 6'8" junior Anthony Gill took over, scoring 7 straight points to tie the game. The teams went back and forth the rest of the half, with UVA up at the break 28-24. In the second half, the Hokies fell apart as they just couldn't find ways to score, and the Cavaliers took the 12-point victory. Ahmed Hill said the difference in the second half was that Tech was having trouble stopping UVA, while Devin Wilson said it was Tech not making shots that they normally make.
We couldn't get a stop. We kept telling ourselves, just get one stop, and next thing you know, they'll come down, hit a big shot or get a dunk. So all credit goes to them. We tried everything, and they just knocked down a shot.
I don't think so. I thought we were getting shots that we wanted to get, shots that we practice, and shots that we usually make. So I think, but give credit to their defense. They make you shoot over them. They do a great job closing out, and we just got to be able to knock down shots.
Adam Smith led Tech with 19 points, going 4 from 7 from the three-point line. One of the most surprising stats of the night was that Tech out-rebounded UVA 31-29. Because of the Hokies' lack of size, rebounding is usually one of their weakest categories. Head coach Buzz Williams is not sure why the team's rebounding is improving now, but he says he's happy it is.
We've been bad at that all year, on the glass and turnover percentage, but I think we're improving. I think this is the first time we've won on the glass. But when you shoot 61% in the second half, obviously there's not as many rebounds to get.
UVA's head coach Tony Bennett was impressed with Tech's smaller lineup.
Virginia Tech battled hard and did a good job, and as you can see, even when we played them there, they have 4 guys, sometimes 5, that can all put it on the floor, and they stretch you out, and you're playing against guards, so there's some tough matchups in there. They hit some tough shots. A couple of those shots that Smith hit, you had to live with. And a couple times he got separation, but no, we were going to need to make some outside shots or get some buckets on the glass, and I thought we responded in the second half with our defensive tenacity and soundness for the most part, and then made some big baskets and got it a little more how we needed it. But it always comes down to guys stepping up, making a big shot, getting a big stop, a few blocks. I thought Isaiah gave us a nice lift defensively because of their mobility. That's why I went with him, and I needed to give Anthony a rest.
This was the Hokies' last chance to win a road game this season. They went 0-11 on the road this year. Smith said he wasn't sure why Tech struggled so much.
I'm not sure. Maybe that has something to do with us being, a fairly new team, all just coming together. But I'm not sure, man. We'll figure it out. A lot of these road losses have been really close losses, like one-possession games. So, I think it's just getting over the hump. We've had some home games just like that, one-possession game. So I don't think it's really a road home thing. Just got to finish the game.
The team returned to Castle on Monday when they battled it out with Boston College for last place in the ACC. Matesis has the highlights.
We're here at Castle Coliseum where the Hokies just took on Boston College and lost 66-59. The Hokies fell short after coming back from a 22-point deficit. On Saturday, the Hokies take on Miami for senior night. This is Matesis.
Maybe all of that. I think that's the most field goals that we've given up in a half, home or on the road, particularly with that high of a field goal percentage. Scored 11 consecutive baskets. We gave up more points in transition in the first half than we have averaged for a game. They were just coming downhill, shooting layups off one pass or less. But no energy, no fight, non-competitive, quiet, no good. 17 baskets at 63%, and then in the second half, 5 baskets at 33%. So disappointing for sure.
I don't know. I think they came out ready to play. I thought we came out ready to play. We seemed like we had a little life in the first couple minutes, and then it seemed like they started really to get a roll on us, and they were scoring a lot, and we weren't able to stop them.
It's funny. We looked at a statistic, and we're 4-0 on quick turnarounds like that. 4-1 now. So I don't think it had an effect. We had a good walk through yesterday. Had a good shoot around today. Just a lot of energy. Just that it was the first few minutes of the game, man. Really,
it's huge. Definitely, we definitely want to finish with a win. That'd be awesome. And we're gonna work for it this week, this upcoming week, and I would say play our hearts out on Saturday, I think, and then hopefully get that win.
Danse, balance la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedside.
Enroll, we say, we want you to be okay. Enroll, we say, take care of people for goodness sake.
There's a plan for every budget, so don't accept defeat.
Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
The baseball team had their home opener on Wednesday against College of Charleston. Rachel was at English Field to give you the inside scoop.
After a number of canceled games, Blacksburg weather finally behaved enough for the baseball team to play on English Field. They took on College of Charleston. Tech got the first run of the day in the bottom of the second when senior first baseman Brandon Hayden hit a home run out of right field. But the Hokies didn't hold on to their lead long, as the Cougars scored 4 unearned runs in the top of the third to take the 4-1 lead. Tech added another run in the bottom of the third when Miguel Ceballos singled to bring Adam Perez home. In the 5th inning, Charleston tacked on 3 more runs. The Hokies scored their last run of the game in the 6th when Andrew Mogg singled to bring Sean Kaselka home. The Cougars added a nail to the coffin in the 8th with another run. The game ended with Charleston on top, 8-3. Alex Perez started on the mound for the Hokies and pitched 4 innings. He allowed 5 hits and 4 runs, and those runs were due to his team's errors. Head coach Alex was pleased with how Perez played, but not with the team's overall performance.
I thought they actually threw pretty good. We're a little thin on the mound right now. Came off 4 games over the weekend, and Kid Sheets has Mono, who was supposed to start today. So we sort of had to use a whole staff there, and I thought Alex threw the ball fine. I thought Connor Coward threw the ball really well for a freshman coming in, his second appearance, and very encouraged by that. Kennedy needed to have a good outing because he had a couple, just okay ones in a row after a good outing down to Mercer, so that was good. And, I don't think Louis threw the ball particularly good, but we only needed an inning out of him. We could have survived that. That would have been fine. All in all, I was happy with how the guys threw. They gave us a chance to win. I just think it was a wasted opportunity today. I didn't feel we played the game of baseball the way you're supposed to play, and just in terms of energy and effort, and I shouldn't say effort, but just energy, and I just think it was a day that we had a chance to get better and we didn't. Win or lose, that's every day. That has to be our mindset every single day. We got to use every single day as an opportunity to get better, and we didn't today. That was kind of my message.
Mogg said the difference in the game was the errors, and that's frustrating but fixable.
Make the plays that we have in front of us. Just gave away too many free bases today, and they capitalized on it. I think it's definitely frustrating, but it's not anything we can't fix. So keep working hard, and we're going to fix it.
The team starts ACC play this weekend when they travel to Wake Forest. Mason thinks the team is ready for the challenge.
Here, we came off a good week, and I thought we played 36 really good innings this weekend, specifically pitching and defense. That's what wins in ACC play. We got to come up with a little bit more offense, but I do think that the conditions down there weren't conducive to scoring a whole lot of runs. But I'm extremely pleased with how our rotation guys have been throwing, how our bullpen guys have been throwing, and aside from the fourth inning today, how we've been playing defense. We've been playing really good defense. So, I think, we're ready. We're ready to go. Got a lot of confidence in all those guys that are on the mound, and that helps.
The lacrosse team had 2 wins this weekend against Old Dominion and Gardner-Webb. Mary Desmond was at both games.
My name is Mary Desmond, reporting after the women's lacrosse game, where the Hokies defeated ODU 17-4.
The game started off with an ODU goal, but the Hokies rapidly answered, scoring 6 goals in 8 minutes. The first Virginia Tech goal was scored by Jessie Thorne, followed by Megan Will, Meg Bartley, Maddie Doan, Bartley again, and Gracie Hendricks. When ODU scored their second goal of the game, Tech came back again with several goals. Megan Massera, Emma Harden, and 2 goals by Megan Will finished off the first half. The intensity of the offense in the first half led the Hokies to a 10-2 lead going into the second half. ODU came into the second half with much more vigor. After 2 Tech goals by Emma Harden, ODU scored once more for their third goal. Maddie Doan quickly shut out the Lady Monarchs' goal again for Tech's 13th goal. ODU only scored one more time before Megan Will scored, and Meg Bartley finished the game with a hat trick.
Really happy with how our team came out and executed the game plan. We've been really focused on our own game and our fundamentals and just sharpening up, some of our strategy, some of our plays and our defensive fundamentals. So I was really happy with how we came out and executed.
Okay, I thought it was a really great team win, and our key to the game from the start was capitalizing off of our opportunities, and I think we really showed that today. We had great saves from Meg Graham and then all the way through transition, especially people like Megan Massera, Jack Bossino did a great job of getting the ball over the line, and then really capitalized our possessions in the offensive side of the field, so it was good.
Virginia Tech dominated in the game against Gardner-Webb. They scored 14 straight goals in the first half, while allowing Webb 0. In the second half, the Hokies scored 5 straight goals before allowing the Bulldogs their first and only goal of the game. Then Tech finished out the game with 1 more goal in the last 4 seconds, bringing the final score to 20-1. 14 different Tech players scored during the game. The team was led by Tara Fayan, who had 3 goals coming off the bench. Sophomore Megan Graham played the first 18 minutes for the Hokies. She had 1 save and allowed no goals, while junior Hannah Steger played the last 42 minutes, recording 2 saves and allowing 1 goal. Head coach Megan Berker said she was happy with how the whole team was able to contribute.
I think the highlight for me is just that everybody contributed. I think everybody that went in was contributing both points-wise. I think it's probably reflected and just was involved in the offense, defense, in our transition game. I think we saw a lot of different faces step up, and like I said, I think it was a good team day because of that. There wasn't any real dominant force that I felt like we relied on unnecessarily. It was just great to come out and have all the kids on the field be contributing.
Feehan said it was an eye-opening game for the whole team.
I think it was a really good game, and it was a game that made our team realize what we have to do on attack and on defense. I think the 1 goal letting in was a fine goal. They're a great team to play against, and I think our attack really pulled through and played really well together.
The lacrosse team will be back in action on Friday when they travel to take on number 5 Duke, their first ACC opponent of the season. Berger says the team is looking forward to the challenge that the start of ACC play will bring.
We're actually pretty close to the halfway point. We're getting ready to open our conference play, which is going to be a big jump in competition for us. But I think luckily we faced some really good teams early in the season that showed us what we really need to work on. And we've had a lot of good games right now to focus on us. So I think we're just looking forward to implementing all the changes we've made and head into that second half a little bit more prepared.
What we have for you on this edition of Tech Total Access. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget to tune in a couple weeks for more hard-hitting sports action. And as always,
Go Hokies!